Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Lisa. I am a customer success manager at monday.com. Welcome to our first ever user-hosted webinar. We are very excited to have Reg here with us. He is a power user of monday.com. Today, he's going to actually walk us through his use case and discuss how he has elevated his workflow using integrations. Just to start with some housekeeping, at the bottom of the Zoom, you're going to see both a chat section and a Q&A section. If you have any questions, please add it to the Q&A section at the bottom of the Zoom. At the end of our webinar today, we will have some time for some trending questions. Along with this, I already see one question. We will be sending an email with the recording of today's webinar, so no need to reach out. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm now going to pass the mic over to our power user, Reg, and he's going to take it from here.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you everyone for joining today. I'm going to give you the full introduction to myself shortly, but to start with, I'd like to go through the agenda for this webinar. So I'm going to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about IPV, the company that I work at, and what we do. I'm going to talk to you guys about monday.com as a work OS. I'm going to give you some insight over why we chose monday.com. And I'm going to present some use cases and example boards that we use in Monday that rely on the integrations that we have set up here today. And then at the end of the webinar, I'm going to conclude and tell you some of the values we've seen within Monday and the integrations that we've got set up, and then I'll hand over back over to Lisa to go over the Q&A. So to introduce IPV, IPV Ltd are a global software company that provides asset management software called Curator to clients within the media and broadcasting industry. IPV have been around for 25 years, and we are the industry-leading solution for video compression technologies. For the past 10 years, we've also moved into the asset management sector, which is what we do today, but also retain our video compression technologies. I appreciate you may not be from the industry, but if you're interested in what we do and want to find out more about the company and our product, please feel free to visit our website at ipv.com or check out our blog at blog.ipv.com. So I am Reg Gray, the Director of Operations here at IPV, and there's a nice picture of myself there. And I have been with the company for 7 years now. And I head up the operations team, which consists of the project management team, the technical support team, and the deployment team, and we've just started a new US based team as well. We also have a team of solutions architects. Monday.com was initially purchased for its project management capabilities. We previously had signed up to Smartsheet, which was great for project management, but lacked the scalability of a work OS. After we started using Monday, we realized that we could actually manage a lot more than just projects with the platform. As most of you probably know, monday.com is now a work OS, meaning it's a platform where you can track, plan, and manage any project, process, or workflow. One of the key aspects of a work OS is the ability to connect your workflows to other tools to manage their specialist areas of work. This helps to avoid information silos and means that teams across any organization can collaborate in one place without having to check multiple tools. It allows for database decision-making and for teams to move quicker. So today I'm going to present to you some example use cases we have implemented with monday.com, with a particular focus on the integrations we use on each board, which have had a great impact on the way we work. So hopefully now you can see our Monday account, and I'm going to start off by telling you about some of the boards I wish to show you today. We have some capacity planning boards, which uses the Jira Integration, and this includes software and workflow development team, the deployment and commissioning team, and the project management team. We have a project delivery overview board, which integrates with Jira. We have a support ticket management for key customers, which utilizes the Zendesk Integration. And we have a sales onboarding board, which utilizes the Slack integration. And a new board we've started to introduce into the business is a travel request board, which utilizes the Outlook integration. Now I'll go through these boards in a lot more detail, but to start with, I'm going to demonstrate to you some of the boards that utilize our Jira integration. And for those of you who don't know, Jira is an application. This is widely used to manage and track software development tasks. And then from there, I will show you some other boards that use our Zendesk integration. And then to conclude, I will move on to our sales onboarding and travel request board here. So the first board I want to show you is what we've called our TechOps capacity planning board. So this uses our Jira integration to manage tasks created for our technical operations team. We organize this board by having individuals having their own group in the board. And some of the columns that we've utilized in this board are columns such as the status field, the date field, and a number field for estimates of time tracking, and a Jira issue field. All of the data you see here has been pulled from Jira, and I would like to show you that integration now. So if I go to the integrations tab, and I click on the integration we have set up, this is telling me that when an issue is created, so something is created in Jira against a project called Technical Operations, it creates an item or Monday item and then syncs future changes from Jira. So what is this telling us? So we can look and see that the integration is set up to pull just from the technical operations project within Jira, and it creates an item in our Monday board. So from here, we can start to pull information from Jira and decide what information we want to pull from Jira to populate items into Monday. What we've got is, for example, my Monday items that are created are called the summary. So summary is a field from Jira that we're pulling the data from. We also pull other examples of the information are the status field and the due date field, and so on. This then pulls that data into Jira and allows us to easily see the capacity of each member of the team and what their workload is going forward. We also, with this data, utilize some of the chart views within Jira. So I can easily see in real time that certain engineers have more work than others, and I can start to move or reassign tasks to appropriate engineers in the system. We also utilize a customer chart, so we can easily see what work we're doing for customers and who is taking a lot of our capacity up at the moment. So to summarize this board, this allows us and our organization to see what is being worked on, how much work is being done, and what is assigned across the technical operations team. It pulls in real-time information on everything in Jira, so it can be the one source of truth for at-a-glance understanding for those outside of the team working outside of Jira. This really does cut down on email traffic and status requests, people asking for updates on various tasks. So I'm going to move on now to our second board that we have set up, called a Workflow Development Capacity Planning Board. It's very similar to the previous board, so I'm not going to show you the integration in too much detail, but again, it's the same concept. When an issue is created in a particular project, we create an item in this board. We can then choose what information we want to see in this board. We can then start to map that data and start to create charts and reports from it. For example, I have an issue type chart here, which shows me that all of the Jira tasks that have been set up, and it shows me quite quickly and easily that 91 of those tasks are improvement tasks, 88 are bugs, and 81 are new features, and so on. So again, to summarize on this board, it allows our organization to see the capacity of the workflow development team, and it shows greater visibility on the types of issues that are being worked on. So the final Jira integration board I want to show you is the project overview board. This is when a new project is being worked on, we create a new epic in Jira, which is essentially a collection of issues. And we have set up our integration accordingly. So I'll show you this integration now, and then I'll move back to the board and show you some of the information that's in the board and how that maps to Jira. So we have an integration, we set this up so when an epic is created in Jira, it pulls that information down and maps it to the specific Monday columns that you can see here. The most important information for us to sync is the project status, which is what you're seeing in this Monday status field here. So this is a real live feed from Jira, and will get updated as projects are progressed and the status changes. So we also have a link board here. So this is an overview, but we can easily click on individual boards using this link feature here, and that will take us straight to the relevant board against this project. We have some other column types, which are the date field as well, which I will touch on shortly, because that uses some of the automation features within Monday. But from here, we can start to build charts and reports again. So I can easily see that the status of each project. I can see that I have 45 completed projects, and I have 10 project development statuses, and 7 project handover statuses, and so on. I can also easily see the capacity of the PM team. So the PM team is quite small here. We've got 2 PMs, but we can easily see who is working on what just from looking at this chart here. So going back to some of the automations that I want to demonstrate, when we receive an update from Jira to say that a project is completed, we will update the status in Monday to reflect that that status, and we have an automation in place to move the item into a different group called Ready for Lessons Learned. And this again is a real-time pull of data from Jira. So once we receive that status update, we'll move the item across to our Lessons for Learnt group. And this is a way of keeping track of the status of the projects, and then allow us to plan for a final project review meeting before marking the entire project as completed. Another example of automations is using the date column to auto-populate when we receive a project completed status update from Jira. We can then use this data to analyze how long a project has taken. So the automation we have in place for that is here. So when a project status changes to project completed, it sets the date finished column to the current date time. So that allows us to easily track and report on how long projects are taking from start to finish. So to summarize this board, this cuts down on a huge amount of email traffic from our account management and upper management team who don't use Jira. They know how to get an accurate, up-to-date status of project. They can simply click on this board and have full exposure to all of our project statuses. This increases management satisfaction, knowing that they can get a real-time information on projects without the need to reach out to individual project managers. So moving on from the Jira board, I wish to show you some boards that utilize our Zendesk integrations. So Zendesk, for those of you who don't know, is a support tracking system, and it's used for all of our customers to be able to log support requests with us. The board I want to show you is one we have set up for one of our premier customers, and it allows this customer to easily see an overview of all of the support tickets they have that have been logged, the current status of each ticket, and who is assigned to the ticket and when it was last updated. So all the information you're seeing on this board has been pulled from the Zendesk integration, which I can show you now. The integration allows you to filter what tickets you want Monday items to be created from. In this particular setup, we are using a tag in a ticket called Turner ticket to determine which tickets to filter. We can then choose from here what information we want to pull from Zendesk and where we want to put it in Monday. For example, we use the subject of the ticket that comes in, and we create a Monday item with that information. We use the priority from Zendesk to populate the priority column in Monday, and the ticket status as well, and so on. We then, from here, we promote the broadcast link view to our customers who don't necessarily want to log into Monday or Zendesk to have a real-time update of the status of tickets. So this is the broadcast link we have, and this is sent out to our customer to be able, again, to get a real-time feed of the status of all of the tickets that have been logged. We also have an automation set up. So when we receive an update from Zendesk to say the ticket is closed, it will move the item into our completed folder here. What we then do is start to, again, utilize some of the chart features and really drill in and see some of the information here. For example, we can pick the assignee chart, which is set up to track who is assigned the tickets in the system. We can see here, for example, Jack, one of our engineers, has been assigned 63 tickets. We also have started to use the stacked column chart, which I think is a fairly new option of charts. And if I can find the right one, the priorities one here. What this is showing us is the priority of the ticket against each group for this customer. So we can easily see that our sports area of this customer has 33 high tickets and 10 urgent tickets. So to summarize on this board, it allows our customers to get a real-time, up-to-date information on the status of the tickets without having to reach out via email or to request phone calls. The level of transparency takes our customer service to another level and sets us apart from others. It also provides transparency to management, who can see the information via this broadcast link without having to log into Zendesk or monday.com. Okay, so moving on from this, I want to show you another board that we have set up, which utilizes the Slack integration. And that board we have here is called Sales Onboarding Form. So one struggle we had at IPV was getting structured information from our sales team when a new customer is coming on board. Information would often be missed and cause a chain of emails to dig for the information. What we decided to do was set up a board in Monday that uses a Slack integration for real-time messaging and the forms view in Monday to structure the information we need from our sales team. So the form we have set up is called our sales handover form, and we have promoted the usage of this form to our sales team as part of the onboarding stage of a project. This form uses many different column types, such as drop-down, as you can see here, text, free-type text boxes, and date fields as well. So when, for example, we want a license to start, our sales team can easily tell us when they want the license to start from. Once the form has been created or completed, it will create a new item in here within this group called submitted sales orders. At that stage, we then use Slack integration to alert the operations team that a new item has arrived. I'll show you that integration now. So when an item is created, notify in our sales handover Slack channel. So the notification allows you to choose what information from your Monday board you want to show in the message that's sent out. Once we receive that Slack message, our project management team can then react to this, see a new item that's created in our submitted sales orders group, and the project management team will then assign a project manager using the people column that you can see here. Again, we use the Slack integration to alert the sales team that a project manager has been assigned to this project. So going back to the integrations, once we have changed the status field to accepted, we notify the same Slack channel that the project has been assigned a project manager, and they will reach out as soon as possible. Okay, so to summarize on this board, this has massively increased the efficiency of communication between teams and helped the operations team to get the information they need from the sales team, and has really, for us, filled a communication gap that's been a real challenge for us at IPV. Moving on to the final board I wish to demonstrate for you today is a new board that we've got set up, which we're trialing within IPV, called travel requests. So we have an administration team here at IPV that are responsible for booking travel for all of our sales, operations, products, and marketing team, who often visit our clients and partners around the world. As you can imagine, this used to generate an incredible amount of email traffic, mainly around getting the right information to the admin team. We decided to create a new board that can structure the data that is needed for travel requests. Again, we have utilized the form view of Monday to present an easy to use form for any travel requests across the company. This is the form we use here, and again, we utilize some of the different board column types. So a free type text box here, a status field, which allows you to choose which department you're a member of, and a date field to decide when you're traveling and when you're returning on your travel. So that's great for structuring the data, and it's made a big difference and made the admin team a lot happier knowing they've got sort of structured data and a way of tracking that data. But we also understand that the admin team will not be looking at this board all day, so they needed a way of knowing when a request has arrived. So we set up an Outlook integration. We have set this up to alert the board subscribers, so in this case the admin team, when a new request arrives. Again, with other integrations, you can choose what information you want to send in the email. We've kept it fairly lightweight and just put the relevant information in there. And that's emailed out to our board subscribers at that stage. An example email of that is this one here. I sent this one this morning, and again, it just pulls the data from Monday, presents it as a structured email to our admin team, so they have everything they need at that stage. This board has reduced email traffic dramatically, and in turn has made our admin team happy knowing they have all the information they need in one place. It allows them to track requests as they come in, rather than having to trawl through any email conversations that have been occurring. So that really concludes the demonstrations for today. I'm going to conclude this presentation by telling you about why they're helpful, why the integrations are helpful. So again, monday.com is a work OS that allows any team to manage absolutely any process or workflow across any organization. The integration allows for smoother collaboration between teams and clients and management. It allows for free movement of data, avoiding information silos and dual data entry. Well, we've actually estimated we've probably reduced the amount of status meetings we have for project updates. We used to have around 2 hours a week in status update meetings. So that's now done upon request, which has saved around 100 hours per person per year. We've certainly increased upper management satisfaction, allowing them to the availability of finding out updates and statuses by just navigating to a Monday board. We've reduced the email status requests from across the business by around 60% as well. We've increased the visibility across all teams for some of the delivery statuses, and we've increased the collaboration and communication with our customers as well. So with that, I thank you all for your time today. I do hope that some of our use case examples have been valuable to you all. I will pass you back to Lisa from the customer success team at monday.com, who can cover any questions that have been sent in on the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Reg. That was amazing. It was definitely beneficial to see your workflow. I actually see, though, we do have a couple questions coming into the chat and Q&A specifically for you. Would you feel comfortable if I read you a couple of these questions? It's just about your workflow as a whole, if you don't mind providing some additional context.
Of course, yeah. I'll try my best to answer any questions that have come in.
Great. So the first one I'm going to throw at you is a user X, David. He said, the info on Monday looks very similar to everything that could be found and done in your Jira account. He has a question as to why are you using monday.com for viewing the information from Jira? Is it an additional step?
Great question, actually. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest benefits is some of our management team don't use Jira. They don't want to. They feel the information, there's too much information in Jira, and they really just want to see an overview on of the work itself. That's where the Monday integration comes into play. They simply just want to see how much work is involved and who's doing what. So really it's an overview at that stage rather than getting into the details of the Jira information.
Awesome. And then we have one other question for you, Reg. Someone wanted to know if you had implemented processes as they existed before integration, or were these processes modified or streamlined as integrations were implemented within the monday.com platform?
I'm not sure I understand that question. I do apologize.
No, it's okay. It looks like he's wondering more of how have you been able to successfully modify your workflows in monday.com as we have continued to release new integrations within the platform. So what did that process look like for your team?
Okay, so as new integrations arrive, how we've changed our workflows accordingly?
Correct, yes.
Okay, yeah. So obviously Jira is a big part of our workflow. And again, once the announcement was made, I was very keen to get involved in seeing what we can do to make that integration work for us. And again, it was just a way of checking the integration, checking what's available, and trying to implement that into our daily workflows.
Great. And then I apologize. It looks like they really must have loved it because we have a couple more coming in for you.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm not putting you too much on the spot there, but someone had a question just in regards to the way that you guys are using these Slack notifications and how that is different from your monday.com notifications that you have.
Of course, yeah. So the Slack notifications are really useful for people who aren't using Monday. So the operations team use Monday quite heavily for a lot of their workflows, but certainly the sales team have no interest in seeing that. They really just want to know, updates of projects as they come in and as they're assigned as well. So that's where the Slack integration sort of comes in. The sales team use Slack a lot, and they need to know when things are progressing, when things are changing, and that's why we use Slack for that reason.
Awesome. And then the last one I see in here right now for you is, and it's a good question we get a lot, is how did you onboard onto monday.com and really be able to build out a successful workflow that also included integrations? We have a user that informs they've looked at a lot of our resources, but they still sometimes don't know if they're building out the best use case for themselves.
Great question. Yeah, I'm not sure I can really give you a straight answer, I'm afraid. We did trial a load of project management tools at the time, and really monday.com was the choice for us after trialing a number of other applications. Really, we were interested to and really wanted to know and get used to using monday.com and the simplicity of it as well. And some of the features that this offers that other applications wouldn't perhaps offer are things like the broadcast view, the forms view as well. They were really sort of big sellers for us, and certainly the integrations as well. We knew it had a Zendesk integration. We didn't know at the time it had Slack, it had Jira. So as they come on board, we were excited to see those, and then we started to use them in our workflows. So I don't know if that's a straight answer, but yeah, certainly the ease of use was one of our selling points for us.
Thank you again, Reg, and thank you everyone for joining the webinar. We really appreciate you taking the time to learn more about one of our power users' amazing use cases here. But thank you again and have a great rest of your day, guys.